friends who are watching the session live on YouTube. Our session today is in continuation to our previous session when we started reading the chapter The Enemy from class 12 English core textbook Vistas. But before we explore further, it is very important to know whether you remember which time of the history the story is based on and which place or country the story is based in. So quickly write in the chat box two things. Number one, time of the history, किस समय की कहानी है, setting of time. And number two, place of the story, किस जगह पर based है. Which time of the history the story is based on and which place or country the story is based in. So quickly write in the chat box two things. Number one, you can take cues from the title slide. Believe me, it's really very encouraging to see your responses. Quickly write in the chat box your responses. Okay. Sonia, we are getting responses.
I'm seeing
A lot of responses for this.
Yes, they're saying Japan.
Yeah.
They're saying Second World War.
Yeah, exactly.
Mayank said,
Yeah.
Hansika said Second World War.
Okay.
Sonu Kumar.
Yes, yes, yes. So it seems all of you are ready to travel with us to Japan. And our flight is ready. Welcome on board with our team, the crew of the flight. So meet the crew of the flight.
Great. So, hey everyone, a very good morning to all of you. And how is everyone doing? Yes? And how is it going with learning English? Let's waddle into yet another session today. But first things first, let us have a round of introduction with our brilliant team and get inspired by the smiling, shining faces. And we have with us our inspiring team leader, Nandini Sarangal, and me, Sonia Makhija. We will facilitate the session today. And on YouTube, we have our experts, Rajni Gemini, Anjali Chauhan, Vandana Harith, and Parvinder Kumar, and Manish Sharma. These YouTube panelists would be there to help you and guide you and would be giving you, they would be your guiding army for today. Now, just a reminder, before you get into the session, use the chat box only to ask your queries. Do not use the chat box for anything else. And pay attention. We will be getting connected with the story soon. So please go in the reverse gear for a few moments.
Okay. So let's have a quick recap of the story and enter the beautiful land of cherry blossom. Who's he? Remember? He is the protagonist, the hero of our story, Dr. Sadao. Just at the age of 22, he was sent to America by his father to learn medicine and surgery. And at the age of 30, he came back. He became a famous surgeon and scientist. He worked very hard for this so as to fulfill the dreams and wishes of his father. It shows he had a great respect and love for his father and his feelings for his nation. And as you know, it is the time of war, but he was not sent with the troops because the top rank officer, the general, उनको किसी भी समय ऑपरेशन की जरूरत पड़ सकती थी. इसलिए he was the best man to take care of him. उनको war field पे नहीं भेजा गया.
So, Sadao and his wife, Hannah, are now happily married, and they were watching mist hide outlines of a little island near the shore where they lived. At this moment, both of them saw something black come out of the mist. शादी में खुश थे और एक दिन उन्होंने ये नज़ारा देखा. And at this moment, both of them saw something black come out of the mist. It was a wounded man. He staggered a few steps, crawling on his hands and knees. Then he fell down on his face and just lay there.
Dr. Sadao and Hannah rushed to see what was it. To their surprise, he was a white man an American soldier, a Navy soldier, a POW, a prisoner of war. Dr. Sadao was in complete dilemma. If they sheltered this white man, they would be arrested. But if they turned him over, he would certainly die. A very difficult choice between his nationalism and professional ethics. Being a doctor, he could not let a man die in front of him. Humanity transcends all barriers.
So they carried the enemy into an empty bedroom of the house. Sadao observed that he would die unless operated upon. He needed immediate surgery. Since the man was quite dirty, he had to be washed first. If you remember in your previous session, Hannah told Yumi to clean the white man, but Yumi refused blankly, and Hannah had to clean the wounded American soldier. Then Sadao, with great expertise and precision, started the surgery. He asked Hannah to give the anesthesia if it was required. Hannah was very nervous and she vomited, but, but helped Sadao in giving anesthesia and stood by him all along. And soon the surgery was successful. Sadao announced, "This man will live in spite of all." Now, my listeners, friends, Sadao was able to save the white man, but now both Hannah and Sadao, they were faced with another challenge after saving the man. Hannah had to, serve the white man herself, as the servants of the house would not enter the room and do any kind of work of the white man. Now, Nandini ma'am, why was it so?
Okay, to understand it better, that what do the servants think and feel about their masters, let's listen to their conversation. Both master and mistress have been staying in America so long that they both have forgotten to think of their country and started thinking like Americans.
And the gardener retorted, "The master ought not to heal the wound of the white man. The white man ought to die. If the master heals what the gun did and what the sea did, they will take revenge on us. My old master's son knows very well what he ought to do. When the man was so near death, why did he not let him bleed?" The gardener was upset that the masters had saved the white man, and they were not happy. The gardener was very very unhappy.
And the cook says, he, young master, is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life.
Nandini ma'am, now listening to the conversation of the servants, would you like to tell us that what do we perceive about the servants' attitude, their behavior, their reactions, and the tone towards the situation?
Definitely, the tone of the servants shows that they are annoyed and offended. In fact, Cook's remarks are full of contempt. And it seems the gardener is a very superstitious man, because when he says that they will take revenge on us, the sea wanted the soldier to be killed, it shows he is a very superstitious man. But it is quite sure that the thought process of the servants is in complete contrast with the thought process of their masters. Why is it so? We can leave it to the wisdom of our viewers, our students, our teachers, our colleagues. So let us see what happens next. The servants decided, and on the seventh day, in the morning, the servants left together their belongings tied in large square cotton kerchiefs. What are cotton kerchiefs? बड़ी बड़ी गठरियां. उन्होंने कपड़ों की गठरियां बनाई, अपना सामान लिया, एंड दे लेफ्ट द हाउस होल्ड. अब जैसे हमने अभी इससे पहले बात करी, देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन फॉर आवर व्यूअर्स, फॉर आवर लिसनर्स, आवर स्टूडेंट्स, टीचर्स, कॉलीग्स. They have to and they there's a choice. In fact, they need not go with a particular answer, because the question is, it's a open-ended question. Do you agree with the decision of the servants? इसका जवाब हाँ में भी हो सकता है, ना में भी हो सकता है. If they want to share, we would love to see their responses, and we would love to see their point of view. What do they feel? That do they agree with the decision of the servants? They need to write about it in the comment section after the session. Do not write about it in the live chat box. Write about it, because you can have a detailed answer. You need to justify that. So it can be in yes, it can be in no. But for Hannah and Dr. Sadao, this was not all. Leaving of the servants was not the end of their challenges. Now, what happened? In the afternoon, the second thing happened. Hannah was working hard on unaccustomed labor because she had domestic help. She was not used to doing all kind of household chores, but she saw a messenger come to the door in official uniform. So now she has to do all household chores. Her hands went weak and she could not draw her breath. अब देखते ही एक यूनिफॉर्म में एक मैसेंजर को देखते ही उसके हाथ कमजोर पड़ने लगे, हाथ कांपने लगे और उसको सांस चढ़ने लगा. द सर्वेंट्स मस्ट हैव टोल्ड ऑलरेडी. तो सबसे पहला शक उसका कहाँ गया कि जरूर सर्वेंट्स ने उनकी शिकायत कर दी है. शी रैन टू सदाओ एंड द मैसेंजर फॉलोड हर.
Hannah was so upset with the messenger behind her. The Dr. Sadao had to ask the messenger, and he asked, "What is it?"
The general is in pain again. Come to the palace.
Is that all?
Is it not enough?
Indeed, it is. I am very sorry. So Hannah was very, very relieved that the messenger had just come to call Dr. Sadao to meet the general. The messenger left, and Hannah was very, very worried. And she said to Dr. Sadao, "I thought they had come to arrest you."
Dr. Sadao could see the terror in her eyes. He could listen to her pounding heart. And he said, I must get rid of this man for your sake. Somehow, I must get rid of him. And then, because the messenger had come, Dr. Sadao goes to see the general.
And when Dr. Sadao came to see the general, he was trying to convince the general that even though he had saved the white man's life, he was not a traitor. And he said to the general, "I care nothing for the man, Excellency, but have operated on him with such success." And see,
Yes, yes, it makes me feel you are more indispensable to me. You can save anyone, that's clear. अब डॉक्टर जो जनरल हैं वो डॉक्टर सदाओ पे इतना ट्रस्ट करते हैं एंड से कि तुम तो किसी की भी जान बचा सकते हो. और इसीलिए तो डॉक्टर सदाओ को ट्रूप्स के साथ नहीं भेजा गया, क्योंकि जनरल किसी भी समय उनको उनकी जरूरत पड़ सकती है. यू आर सो स्किल्ड. डू यू थिंक आई कैन स्टैंड वन मोर such attack as I have had today?
not more than one chance. Dr. Sadao is playing with the general and he says, "Okay, not more than one chance."
Then certainly I can allow nothing to happen to you. ओ फिर तो साफ तौर पे जनरल ने कहा मैं तुम्हें कुछ होने नहीं दे सकता. लोग जनरली सो सेल्फिश जो कह रहे हैं कि नहीं, मुझे अपनी सेहत के लिए तुम जरूर चाहिए, तुम्हें कुछ नहीं हो सकता. यू कैन नॉट बी अरेस्टेड. सपोज यू आर कंडेम्ड टू डेथ एंड नेक्स्ट डे आई हैड टू हैव माय ऑपरेशन. भाई अगर तुम्हें कोई मौत की सजा हो गई और अगले दिन मेरा ऑपरेशन होना हुआ तो क्या होगा? So general is quite selfish in that sense.
So Dr. Sadao commented, "There are other surgeons, Excellency. You can go to other surgeons too."
None I trust. उन्हें किसी पे विश्वास नहीं है. The best ones are trained by Germans. Just see, World War II, Germans, Japan, they were on one side. But he says that Germans, they were trained by Germans and would consider the operation successful, even if I died. Or anyways, I do not care for their point of view. It is a pity that we cannot combine German ruthlessness with American sentimentality. वो क्या चाहते हैं कि डॉक्टर सदाओ एक ही पर्सन होते हुए उनके अंदर दो डिफरेंट पर्सनालिटीज रहें. एक तरफ उनके अंदर जर्मन रुथलेसनेस रहे, वो किसके लिए? व्हेन ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द प्रिजनर, देन यू कुड टर्न ओवर योर प्रिजनर ओवर टू एग्जीक्यूशन. मतलब कि अगर तुम्हारे अंदर जर्मन रुथलेसनेस होती तो तुम उस प्रिजनर को बचाने की बजाय तुम उसको एग्जीक्यूशन के लिए, डेथ सेंटेंस के लिए, मरने के लिए वहां भेज देते. And I would be sure you would not murder me while I am unconscious. अगर अमेरिकन सेंटिमेंटैलिटी है तो तुम जो है मुझे कुछ होने नहीं दोगे. I wish as Japanese you could combine these two foreign elements. वो चाहते हैं कि वो एक तरफ जर्मन, जब कहीं दूसरे की बात है तो वह जर्मन रूथलेसनेस दिखाए. इट वॉज दी हिटलर्स जर्मनी एट दैट टाइम, तो वो उस तरह की रूथलेसनेस उनमें हो, और जब बात उनके अपने लिए हो तो उनके अंदर एक अमेरिकन सेंटिमेंटैलिटी हो, इमोशनल फीलिंग्स हो.
Sadao was just in obedience, and he said, I am not sure, but for your sake, I would be willing to try, Excellency. So he agreed with the general.
It is very unfortunate that this man should have washed up on your doorstep. देखो वैसे तो तुम्हारे लिए बहुत तुम्हारे साथ गलत हुआ कि इस आदमी को क्या तुम्हारे ही डोरस्टेप पे आना था, वो कहीं और भी जा सकता था. बट स्टिल it would be best if he could be quietly killed. अब जर्मन अपना जनरल जो है वो अपना प्लान बता रहे हैं. ऑफ कोर्स नॉट बाय यू, तुम्हें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट बाय समवन हु डज नॉट नो हिम. I have my private assassins. मेरे पास मेरे अपने assassins हैं जो कि I will send 2 tonight. उनमें से 2 को मैं आज भेजूंगा, और any night या किसी भी दिन भेज दूंगा, किसी भी रात भेज दूंगा. You need not know anything. तुम्हें कुछ नहीं पता चलेगा, तुम्हें कुछ जानने की जरूरत नहीं है. Leave the outer partition of white man's room open to the garden while he sleep. सिर्फ तुम्हें क्या करना है, उसका दरवाजा खुला छोड़ देना है.
Dr. Sadao was relieved. He had confided in the general and he had got a solution. So he said, certainly, it would be very natural. In fact, it is left open every night. So he fully agreed and endorsed with the general.
Good. They are capable assassins. They make no noise and know the trick of inward bleeding. I can have them remove the body too. यहाँ तक कि वो बॉडी को भी वहां से रिमूव कर देंगे. तुम्हें कोई भी सिरदर्दी लेने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Okay, Dr. Sadao relieved and he said, that perhaps would be best, Excellency. So we are to understand at this point that the general and Dr. Sadao reach an understanding. And it was to be done. What was to be done with the American soldier? Assassination. They were to kill the white soldier. But before we proceed further, how much have we been able to understand about the general? Let's do it through an activity, and it's true and false. Yes, can we have it? So there are 5 statements on the screen. You just have to quickly punch the right, true or false statement in the chat box. And the first statement is, the general had complete and total blind faith in Dr. Sadao's abilities. Yes? Is it true or false? Quickly. Are we getting the answer? Yes, we have.
Students are writing.
Kashesh, Jivans, Jitesh, Rubia, Ankita, Raman. Lots of them.
Naval Kumar as well. Okay.
Oh, great. So a big round of applause. Very simple. The second statement. He promised to help Sadao by offering to send assassins. And Nandini ma'am, did we explain the word assassin to our learners?
Okay, yes, because they are asking what are assassins. Let me just tell them, yes, that जिसको अगर हम हिंदी भाषा में, आम भाषा में समझाने लगे, हत्यारे या किसी को मारने के लिए जब अपने पास इस तरह के लोगों को जो पावरफुल लोग होते हैं, कई बार वो अपने पास इस तरह के लोगों को रखते हैं जो उनका इस तरह के काम कर सकें, तो किसी की हत्या करने के लिए।
And yes, and we are getting a lot of answers. So many answers, true, right answers have already gone. Wonderful.
दीक्षा,
And Harsh, Jay, Archana, Parul, Anshu, it's unlimited. Okay.
as well.
Yes. So we have the second answer is correct. The second statement is correct. Okay. Third statement. He did not need an operation anytime. Did he need an operation anytime? Yes, he did not need an operation anytime. Oh, yes, we've got the answers. It's coming false, false. Sanjay, and we have Jay. No, okay. We have, let me see. Okay.
A lot of good mornings are coming in between.
Yes, yes. So, yes, but Jitendra, Gunjan,
Sachin.
who, yes, a lot of them have said it's incorrect, it's false. Okay, statement 4. The general was selfish enough not to send Sadao to the war front and keep him. Nandini ma'am did say something about the general's selfishness. Oops, I'm not giving the answer. Let my intelligent listeners answer. Yes? Are we getting the right answer?
There are many.
Yes, lots. So the correct answer is, let's have it on the screen. The general was selfish enough not to keep Sadao to the war front and keep him.
Answer.
It's yes, ma'am.
Jagdish. There are few students. I can name few of them.
Okay. Okay. So we leave it at the correct tick. And the last statement. He did not want to reward Dr. Sadao. He was upset or did not want to reward Dr. Sadao because Dr. Sadao had saved the white man. Yes? And the answer is?
Yes, they are giving correct answers. Sanya, Nekram, Anshu.
Yes, okay. So answer is false.
Yes.
So a big kind of shabashi dijiye apne aap ko, pat your shoulders, and let's get moving to the next part of the story.
Okay, then we witnessed the conversation between the general and Dr. Sadao. But was he happy? Was he relieved with that plan? Let's see. Sadao came home thinking about the plan. He would tell Hannah nothing. He was surprised to see the young American out of bed. Now, that young American is fine. He is out of bed and preparing to go into the garden. He complained that his muscles were stiff. अब थोड़ा सा naturally इतनी injury और परेशानियों के बाद वो ठीक हुआ है तो उसकी muscles अभी बहुत stiff हैं. Dr. Sadao advised exercise and massage. Dr. Sadao ने उसको advise किया कि अब वो थोड़ा exercise शुरू करे. He then asked Tom. Who is Tom? For the first time, we know that the American has a name, Tom, the young American, to go to bed. Sadao slept badly and was restless. अब सदाव ने प्लान के लिए एग्री तो कर दिया था जनरल के साथ, but he was not at all happy. He was restless. He was anxious. That night he was tensed about the assassination of his patient. वो patient जिसको उसने इतनी मेहनत से बचाया था. It was not easy to accept कि जिस आदमी को उन्होंने इतने एफर्ट से बचाया, अब उसको मारने के लिए assassins आएंगे और उसको मार के चले जाएंगे. So it was a difficult thought. He was not comfortable with this thought.
And he was so tensed. He was so anxious and tensed that the next morning, Sadao went to the guest room and found Tom asleep. So no assassin had come that night, as promised by the general. Koi bhi nahi aaya marne ke liye. The second night also passed, but the assassins did not turn up. So first night went, the second night went without the assassins coming. The white soldier was still there. Do raatein nikal gayi. Then the third night also, nobody turned up. Now, this was too much for Dr. Sadao. He decided suddenly not to go through another night. So he had made up his mind that he could not bear the stress and anxiety of waiting in suspense for the assassins to turn up. So he decided what? Let's see.
Students are asking the meaning of assassination. बच्चों को बता दें कि assassination का मतलब होता है किसी को जान से मार देना, किसी का कत्ल करना, किसी का खून कर देना. तो that is what, और यही काम है assassins का.
So from the word assassin, we have this word assassination.
Assassination. So assassination is हत्या, और assassin है जो हत्या करने वाले लोग हैं, उनको हत्यारे कहते हैं, तो वो assassins हो गए.
Right.
Okay. Moving to our next part, which is very interesting, क्योंकि एक प्लान जनरल ने बनाया था और अब एक प्लान डॉक्टर सदाव ने बनाया है. Dr. Sadao told Tom that he was quite well now. Sadao offered to put his boat, अब उन्होंने अपनी ही बोट, अपनी एक छोटी सी नाव on the shore, क्योंकि उनका घर बिल्कुल it's on the shore, सी बीच पे है, कोस्टल एरिया के ऊपर है. That night with food and extra clothing, उन्होंने कहा उनकी नाव में वो कुछ खाने का सामान, कुछ कपड़े उसमें रख देंगे. He was sure that Tom, अब हम सब जानते हैं Tom कौन है? He is the American soldier. He was sure that Tom would be able to row to that little island not far from the coast. अब उनके घर के पास ही उस शोर के पास एक छोटा सा आइलैंड है, वहां तक टॉम उसको रो करके नाव को चला के वहां तक ले जा सकता है, क्योंकि टॉम अब इतना हेल्दी है कि वो नाव रो कर सके. इट हैड नॉट बीन फोर्टिफाइड. अब वो जो छोटा सा आइलैंड है वो अभी फोर्टिफाइड का यहाँ मतलब है कि उस पे अभी मिलिट्री का कब्जा नहीं है, या वहां पर मिलिट्री ने अपने सोल्जर्स को नहीं मतलब उसको कोई ऐसा कोई खतरा नहीं होगा कि जहां वो पकड़ा जा सके. Nobody lived there as it was submerged in storm. अब वहां पर कोई रहता भी नहीं है, क्योंकि कुछ समय पहले एक बड़े तूफान के अंदर वो छोटा सा आइलैंड पूरी तरीके से पानी में सबमर्ज हो गया था, पूरी तरह से वो समुद्र में एक तरह से समा गया था. बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं शोर का मतलब होता है बेटा सी का जो किनारा है, जो सी के जो किनारे हैं जिसे सी बीचेस होते हैं उनको शोर कहा जाता है. Nobody lived there. As I said, it was submerged in storm. He could live there till he saw a Korean fishing boat pass by. अब वो ये जानते थे कि वहां से कुछ कोरियन शिप्स, कोरिया की, क्योंकि कोरिया उस समय इस तरह से वॉर में इन्वॉल्व नहीं था, तो वहां से जब कोरियन शिप्स निकलेंगी तो जो अमेरिकन सोल्जर है वो उस किसी कोरियन शिप में के थ्रू वहां से निकलने में उसको मदद मिल जाएगी. As soon as it was dark, he dragged the stout boat down to the shore, and in it he put food and bottled water that he had bought secretly in the day, as well as 2 quilts. तो जैसे ही रात हुई, डॉक्टर सदाव ने अपनी बोट को समुद्र में उतारा, नीचे शोर, जैसे फिर से शोर आ रहा है इसके अंदर वर्ड SHORE, वो उसका मतलब है किनारे से वो थोड़ा समुद्र की तरफ उसे लेकर गए. उसके अंदर खाना रखा, उसके अंदर पानी रखा, और जो कि वो चुपचाप लेकर आए थे ताकि किसी को पता ना चले. और साथ में उन्होंने 2 क्विल्ट्स रख दी. बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं कि क्विल्ट्स क्या होता है? क्विल्ट्स बेटा हमारी जो रजाइयां जिनको हम कहते हैं वो है बेसिकली, आप अगर आम भाषा में कहें तो कंबल भी समझ सकते हैं, बट बेसिकली इसका मीनिंग है रजाइयां. अगर आपको याद होगा कि जब इस प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर को जब वो उठा के कमरे में लेकर आए थे, तो हैना ने एक अलमारी से एक रजाई निकाल के, जिसको वो थोड़ा घबरा रही थी कि वो गंदी हो जाएगी, वॉज सो डर्टी, पर उसने एक क्विल्ट निकाल के उसके ऊपर दी थी, एक वाइट कलर की ब्यूटीफुल रेड फ्लावर्स वाली रजाई. कुछ बच्चे सबमर्ज्ड का मीनिंग पूछ रहे हैं. सबमर्ज्ड का मतलब है पानी से पूरी तरह से ढक जाना. क्योंकि स्टॉर्म में, क्योंकि जापान आपको जब लास्ट टाइम हमने दिखाया था, इट इज एक्चुअली कंबाइंड ऑफ मेनी आइलैंड, स्मॉल आइलैंड्स हैं जापान के आसपास बहुत सारे. और आपको ध्यान होगा उन्हीं आइलैंड्स की तरफ पॉइंट करते हुए डॉक्टर सदाव के फादर ने कहा था, लुक दोज आइलैंड्स, दे आर द स्टेपिंग स्टोन्स ऑफ आवर फ्यूचर. तो बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे आइलैंड्स हैं जापान के साथ ही जो कनेक्टेड हैं, और उस एक छोटे से आइलैंड पे तूफान आने की वजह से वो वहां पर वो सारा आइलैंड जो है वो पानी से ढक गया था. कुछ बच्चे फिर से ड्रैग का मीनिंग पूछ रहे हैं. ड्रैग का मतलब होता है बेटा खींच के ले जाना. जब हम किसी चीज को, तो अब वो जो उनकी नाव थी। होता क्या है कि नाव में को पानी में नहीं छोड़ दिया जाता, उसको खींच के शोर पे, किनारे पे ले आया जाता है, वहां पे उसको बांध दिया जाता है ताकि जब जरूरत पड़े तो उसे पानी में उतार लिया जाए। तो अब क्योंकि बोट कोई ऐसी छोटी मोटी चीज तो नहीं है, तो उसको काफी खींचना पड़ता है, तो उसको खींच के वो पानी में ले गए थे और उसको उन्होंने टॉम को हैंड ओवर किया था, जिससे कि वो आगे उसको ले जा सकें। सो लेट्स मूव अहेड।
Nandini ma'am, children are asking about the stout boat. So stout boat means a sturdy boat, a strong and a sturdy boat which can be used in high tide and fast waters.
एंड
So
सोनिया मैम, स्टूडेंट्स आर अगेन आस्किंग अबाउट फोर्टिफाइड। फोर्टिफाइड हमने अभी वैसे उन्हें समझाया था, बट क्योंकि पूछ रहे हैं तो एक बार और बता देते हैं कि फोर्टिफाइड का यहाँ पे मतलब जैसे फोर्ट होता है। फोर्ट क्या होता है? किला, किलाबंदी। तो होता क्या है कि कोई जैसे जापान है, उसके अलग अलग आइलैंड्स हैं, उनकी सेफ्टी एंड सिक्योरिटी के लिए मिलिट्री को तैनात किया जाता है, उसको पूरी तरीके से सेफ रखने के लिए, ताकि कुछ भी ऐसी घटना हो तो इमीडिएटली मिलिट्री को पता चले और एक्शन लिया जा सके। बट वो आइलैंड इतना छोटा है एंड प्लस वो कहाँ, वहां पे कोई रहता नहीं है, और वो पूरी तरीके से तूफान और उसकी वजह से, बाढ़ की वजह से पानी में डूब गया था। इसी वजह से वो आइलैंड जो है ना, जिसको हम कहें कि बिल्कुल इनकॉन्स्पिक्यूअस है, जिसके बारे में ज्यादा कोई जानता नहीं है, पर क्योंकि डॉक्टर सदा वहां के रहने वाले हैं तो उन्हें मालूम है कि इस छोटे से आइलैंड पे कोई आता जाता नहीं है। तो फोर्टिफाइड का यहाँ पे मतलब है कि वहां पे कोई भी मिलिट्री तैनात नहीं है, तो वहां पे अमेरिकन सोल्जर को पकड़े जाने का कोई भी खतरा नहीं है। ओके।
So अब हमने देखा that Dr. Sadao had made all the preparations for the escape and he came back to the guest room after great contemplation. He decided to give a small flashlight. अब contemplation का क्या मतलब है? सोच विचार, विचार विमर्श करना। उसने सोचा कि मैं टॉम को फ्लैशलाइट दूं कि नहीं दूं. So it is deep thinking. So he came back to the guest room and thought whether he has to give a small flashlight to Tom. Now, he instructed Tom to signal two flashes the same instant when the sun drops over the horizon. Look at his smartness. He told Tom that you will only signal when the sun is just about to come down. So, if he signals in the darkness, what will happen, friends? If he gives a flashlight signal in the darkness, somebody and everybody will come to know that there is somebody there, because in the night the flashlight will be bright. So he gives Tom instructions to signal flashlight only when the sun drops over the horizon. Now, Sadao, the second check or the second prevention which Sadao took was that he dressed Tom in Japanese clothes and wrapped a black cloth about his blonde head. So, why did he do it? What do we mean by blonde? Blonde means light colored hair, yellowish in color. So, that though if he doesn't cover his hair with black cloth, what will happen? The hair would shine. So, he covered and wrapped Tom's head in a black cloth. Then both of them shook hands warmly and parted. This line, please listen and keep it in your minds. I will not comment here. They just parted warmly, comfortably. That night, Sadao slept peacefully. So he sent the enemy away and he slept peacefully.
So we see that Dr. Sadao planned a great escape, and we have planned an activity based on their plan. So let's see this activity. This is a very simple one, filling the blanks, and you have to see the words in the box. You have to fill these words in the blanks. So आपको सिर्फ नंबर और उसके साथ जो उसका कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग अल्फाबेट, जो वर्ड आना चाहिए उस ब्लैंक में, सिर्फ उस कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग अल्फाबेट को आप बता देंगे तो भी काफी है। तो जरा जल्दी से हम इसको करें। Dr. Sadao arranged a dash and came back to the house in the evening like other days. तो जल्दी से बताइए क्या आना चाहिए। डॉक्टर सदाव ने क्या अरेंज किया? ब्लैक क्लॉथ, फायर, जापानीज बोट, एसेंशियल्स, फिश, फ्लैश लाइट.
Ashwin has given us the right answer. Sonu.
Okay,
Nitin,
Kanhaiya, Sonu,
Rakesh,
many of them are
yes,
giving the
Pooja,
answer. Yes.
Amit, and
Okay.
many more. It's going so fast that I'm just picking up some which I can see.
Flooding actually.
Yes.
Sonia as well. Sonia, आपका भी है नाम बीच में. So Dr. Sadao arranged a boat. Okay. At night, he went to the guest room and provided all the dash to the white man. क्या दिया उन्होंने? क्या क्या चीजें दी? जल्दी से बताएं. देखें बॉक्स के अंदर कौन सा वर्ड है जो बहुत सही फिट करता है उस ब्लैंक को. नंबर ब्लैंक.
Jyoti Pal has given us the right answer.
And Sajid, I hope, Piyush, Sajid, all of them are giving correct responses. Very good. A big round of applause for all of them. He also gave him a small dash. अभी सोनिया मैम समझा रही थी ना, उन्होंने एक छोटी सी उसको क्या चीज दी थी? To signal as sun drops over the horizon. हर्षिता ने भी सही जवाब दिया है. और क्या दिया था उन्होंने? डॉक्टर सदाव ने a small flashlight.
Kushal Sharma.
Okay.
I might have missed somebody else, but yes. Kushal, PK Khanna,
Swoosh,
yes.
Kashish.
Yes. Lot of yes, flashlight.
Lot of them. Okay. So the next one, he advised the enemy not to make a dash. क्या क्या नहीं करने को कहा था? Let's see. Abida is giving the right answer. Fire. He advised the enemy not to make a fire. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर उसने कुछ तरह की आग जलाई और तो इमीडिएटली पता चल जाएगा कि आइलैंड पे कोई है, दूर से भी पता चल जाएगा. और बाकी आइलैंड्स भी पास पास ही थे, बहुत दूर दूर भी नहीं थे. सो ही एडवाइज्ड हिम नॉट टू मेक अ फायर एंड ईट रॉ. क्या खाएंगे? रॉ फिश. अगर कोई मछली वगैरह से पकड़ने की जरूरत पड़ती है तो रॉ फिश ही खाए, उसको पकाने की कोशिश ना करे.
विशाल, शुभम, Rajesh, Avni,
okay.
Andy. and one Nandini also. I also found one Nandini.
One Nandini, and there is a girl Sonal who has given all the answers. Such a brilliant child. Dr. Sadao dressed him in dash style. अब सोनम ने तो जवाब दे ही दिए हैं और बच्चों को पता भी चल गया है that Dr. Sadao dressed him in Japanese style and covered his head with a. अभी मैम ने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया था कि उसका ब्लॉन्ड मतलब उसके जो बाल हैं, क्योंकि यूजुअली जो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज के लोग हैं उनके बाल ब्लॉन्ड होते हैं, हमारी तरह काले नहीं होते, थोड़ा भूरे रंग के या येलोइश टोन होता है, तो उसको ब्लॉन्ड हेयर कहते हैं. तो उस ब्लॉन्ड को उसने छुपाने के लिए उसको एक काला कपड़ा दिया था. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, बोथ शुक हैंड्स. और दोनों ने चलते चलते हाथ मिलाया एंड द एनिमी डिपार्टेड.
Great. So here the enemy has departed. Now there is another concern. Let's see what concern Dr. Sadao has to face now. Dr. Sadao had been called in the night to perform an emergency operation on the general. So as we had discussed, the general was in need and he needed his surgery to be done. It involved his gallbladder. What is a gallbladder? It is a small part or an organ which is below the liver. हमारी body के अंदर जो लिवर है उसके नीचे ये गॉल ब्लैडर है और इसका काफी इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन रहता है. इट हेल्प्स इन डिजेशन. सो दिस पोर्शन ऑफ द जनरल नीडेड ऑपरेशन एंड सर्जरी. फॉर 12 hours after the surgery, Sadao had not been sure that the general would live. So it was a complicated surgery and Sadao was himself little worried about the condition of the general. और डर था कि जनरल का कैसे रिस्पॉन्स देगा उनकी सर्जरी को. Then he began to breathe deeply. Who is he here? The general. So the surgery went well and the general began to breathe deeply again to demand for food. Sadao had not been able to ask about the assassins. Obviously, emergency and then the surgery. So Sadao had no time or he did not get a chance to ask about the assassins. Assassin means हथियारे. अब मैंने बोला बता देते हैं. So far as he knew, they had never come. Sadao was quite sure that the general had not sent in the assassins. The servants had returned. The room had been cleaned by Yumi. So everything was returning to normal.
So it seems things are becoming normal for Dr. Sadao. So 1 week after the operation, operation को एक हफ्ता हो चुका है, Sadao felt that the general was well enough to be spoken to about the prisoner. अब डॉक्टर सदाव को लगा कि मैं इनसे बात कर सकता हूँ about the prisoner. Sadao informed him that the prisoner had escaped. ये नहीं बताया कि मैंने उसे भगाया है, but he said वो भाग गया है. The general asked the doctor, "Did I not promise you I would kill him for you?" अब जनरल को कुछ याद आया और उन्होंने कहा, मैंने तुम्हें प्रॉमिस किया था ना मैं उसको मरवा दूंगा. एंड देन ही कन्फेस्ड, उन्होंने खुद ही इस चीज को कन्फेस कर लिया, मान लिया द ट्रूथ दैट ही फॉरगॉट हिज प्रॉमिस, कि वो अपना प्रॉमिस भूल गए थे. इट अगेन शोज हाउ सेल्फिश ही इज. वो सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोचते हैं. एज ही थॉट ऑफ नथिंग बट हिमसेल्फ, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ अपने बारे में सोच रहे थे, वो कोई और बारे में सोच ही नहीं पा रहे थे.
And finally, that night, the last part, everything good. Prisoner escaped, the enemy escaped, surgery successful, and that night, Sadao waited at dusk for the light from the island. So he was waiting for the response which the escaped prisoner had to give. There was none. His prisoner had escaped and was safe. So there was no flashlight signal. So he came to know that his prisoner was safe and he has been able to run away. Sadao went into flashback and recalled all his unpleasant moments and experiences of events and people of America. Everything fine, but then he started recollecting and going back into rewind and flashback and started thinking of all the experiences which he had and the events which he faced in America. He wondered why he could not kill the young man, though white people were repulsive. Now, repulsive means something you disagree with, you're not happy about, something to shun, परे करना. तो वो इसी उधेड़बुन में था, इसी सोच में था कि क्यों उसने एक वाइट मैन को बचाया. अब ये आपके लिए प्रश्न है कुछ सोचने के लिए जो हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. क्या उसने अपनी ड्यूटी एज अ डॉक्टर, प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स, it was humanity, or he could not kill a man whom he had saved from the jaws of death? Nationalism, patriotism, there are many thoughts जो आपको विचारने हैं, विमर्श करने हैं, कॉन्टम्पलेट करने हैं. जैसे कि सडाओ ने कॉन्टम्पलेट किया कि मैंने अब प्रिजनर की एस्केप कैसे करवानी. So keeping these thoughts in mind, we would move on to the MCQs quickly.
Yes, because this is the end of our story, but not the end of our session, Sonia.
Yes,
We have taken few MCQs so that our students understand the theme of the chapter well. So our MCQs are based on the theme of the story, the enemy. Okay, students, are you ready? The first one. The irony in saving the white man by Dr. Sadao was that despite his A, expertise as a doctor, he was dependent on Hannah. B, knowledge as a doctor, he was not sent to war. C, friendly behavior with servants, they disobeyed him. D, compassion, he would be treated as a traitor. So what is the irony?
We're getting the answers, yes.
Okay, and the clock is ticking. You just have got 10 more seconds to answer this.
And we are getting the right answers. Mukul, Anshu, Reena, Shiv Kumar, Nisha, Rajaram,
Okay.
Sharma. My God, and the list is endless. And I'm so sorry, I cannot name all of them. It's the
So he would be treated as a traitor. Next one.
Even Hemendra sir has given us the right answer.
Shiv Shankar has also given the right answer. I could also see few names. Okay, let's move on to our next question. The enemy gives the message of A. Humanity, love, and compassion. Supremacy of nationalism. C. Importance of family bonding. And D. The value of professional ethics. जल्दी से बताएं. The clock is ticking. You have got 10 seconds. जल्दी से बताएं क्या मैसेज है आपका आपको जो मिल रहा है. तो your time is up. देखें स्वाति ने सही जवाब दिया है. The answer is humanity, love and compassion. A.
Lot of answers.
मानसी भी सही जवाब दे रही है. प्रभास. Okay.
Anjum, Sakshi Serawat, Aman Singh.
Amit.
Yes.
Many of them. So congratulations all.
Yes.
A big round of applause for all of them.
Okay, two more down. And the third one is Sadau's efforts were paid off when the option A, general did not send him with the army. B, servants came back to work in his house. C, prisoner was able to escape. D, general did not punish him. Simple. Quickly, and your time starts now. And it is option, and option. Prisoner was able to escape. Yes. And we are getting the right answer. We have, let me name one, Sonia Yadav. And it's SONIYA. Great. So that was excellent. A quick response. And for the last MCQ for the day, the prisoner escaped successfully because Dr. Sadao A provided him a boat and basic necessities, made him wear Japanese clothes. That's B. Option C is helped him to sail to a nearby island. And D, all of the above. This is pretty tricky. Let me see who's coming with the right.
But smart learners, they are able to catch.
And Priyansha Jha. She has given us the right answer. And the right answer is just all of the above.
Yeah, right.
That's it. So that was great. Again and again, applause for yourself. And be happy and elated.
Time now. It's homework time.
Yes.
So students, last time you had written a character sketch for Hannah, और जिसके लिए हमने बोला था कि बच्चों को लग रहा था कि डॉक्टर सदाव का जो मेन प्रोटैगनिस्ट जो हैं, जो मेन कैरेक्टर हैं, उनका कैरेक्टर स्केच क्यों नहीं दिया जा रहा लिखने को, क्योंकि वो we had saved that for this session. So let's find out more about Dr. Sadao Hoki. You have got these inputs. आपको ये 8 points या 8 inputs दिए गए हैं. You have to take cues from them. You have to take help from them. Take a screenshot. Quickly take a screenshot. और ये आपको convert करने हैं in a character sketch of about 120 to 150 words. तो not a difficult task. आपको 8 points दिए गए हैं. अगर आप इनको एक दो sentences भी अगर develop करते हैं तो it would be very easy to write a character sketch in about 120 to 150 words. Okay.
That is great, Nandini ma'am. I think this is not a very difficult task and a teeny weeny bit of more homework. Not a big thing. So here we have to, please can we have the screen? Here what we have to do is we have to make the correct sequence. There are some hints from the story and we have to arrange them in correct sequence on the basis of the story. So again, quickly, we would request you to take a screenshot and then discuss with your subject teachers and do it in your own WhatsApp group at your own convenience. So quickly take a screenshot. There are 8 statements. They are in a jumbled form and you have to make the correct sequence. Remember the first session and the second session. So last but not the least, I want to thank all my viewers and listeners and students and teachers for sharing and giving us such beautiful answers. And also a special thank to Parvinder sir. He's been very kind. He's the head of our core academic unit, and Nandini ma'am, and we wanted to thank him and all our YouTube panelists too, and the directorate. And hope all of you have a great day. Thank you.
I would request our tech team to give the Google link in the description box. I have sent that Google link to Heminder sir. So please give the Google link in the description box because students are waiting for that. And we had got wonderful responses for our previous Google links. And on behalf of English team, I would like to thank again the tech team, our YouTube panelist, Parvinder sir, and all the other people who are involved in these classes. So thank you all. So looking forward to see you again, meet you again. And once again, a request to Heminder sir to put the Google link in the description box. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.